Hello, this is David William Weissner, and this is another episode of David Speaks. Today we're going to talk about compassion and what this means for us. There's a phrase in certain religions that says, do no harm. Do no harm. And we don't need loads and loads of religious books and songs and psalms and commandments and all these things. If you follow this one small thing, do no harm. And if you relate this into every part of your life, you'll understand something. In a lot of ways, we are our brother's keeper. Don't hate your brothers and sisters. They are all part of the living God, meaning everybody comes from God. Everybody has the same Father. And to honor him, do no harm. People try to do this in many different ways, you know, but you can't go to church on Sunday and say, well, Jesus will save me, he died for my sins, and then go home and do harm to people, or animals, or yourself, or property, or whatever it is. You know, this is God's planet all year round, 24/7. It's not what you do in church or synagogue or mosque or temple. It's what you do all around. And do no harm. You know, I was going to talk about my particular struggle in my life with trying to do no harm. I've been a vegetarian, like on and off, for many years. Right now I'm eating meat except for pork. Um, and it's really been a struggle for me because I know those animals have been kept in horrible captivity, under horrible conditions, never live a life, sometimes never get to see the sun. And I know we're not doing right by them. So I try to be vegetarian. So I was a vegetarian for years. Then I would go off it for a few years, then go back. When I was homeless or in jail, I had no choice. I had to eat what they served me or what I found in the garbage pails. Um, should we be vegetarians? I don't know. I don't really think it's possible to feed 8 billion people on just grains and fruits and vegetables. But, so what's the answer? The answer, these animals that we eat, and they have lives, they have thoughts, they have loves, they have emotions, is to give them a good life before we eat them. You know, in kosher rules in Jewish religion, the animals are killed mercifully. And that's really all I know about that. I know that it probably killed to the neck, but I don't know what the conditions are that they're kept in. I believe eventually, for the whole earth, the peoples of the earth should keep their animals free range, meaning let them see the sunlight, let them live a life, let them have children, let them be free before they give up their lives for us so we could eat. And do no harm can extend to so many other things. I have been, as you know, from watching this channel, if you have watched it, I suffer from bipolar disorder. I've been in psychiatric hospitals many times in my life. Now, how was I treated there? Well, it depended on the hospital, but not very well. Because do no harm goes further than that. It means, I think if you took a totally sane person and put them in a hospital, a regular psych hospital for 2 months as a patient, they'd be pretty insane by the end of it anyway. That is how bad people treat people when they're under lock and key. We're treated like animals, you know. I've seen a lot of things happen. A lot of bad things have happened to me in those hospitals because they see us as criminals and they treat us as such. They take away your phone, they take away your computer, they don't allow you access. And a lot of them, all of them, except I saw one on the West Coast, which was different. They don't allow physical contact between the sexes. No sex. We're human beings. We can fall in love in mental hospitals. I have. One of my most beautiful girlfriends in my life, I met in a mental hospital, and we were together for years after. Um, do no harm. When I've seen it all, man. I've been on the streets, people fighting over nothing, wars. What are all these wars for? What's going on there? Are you treating your brothers like your brothers? You're not. You know, this war, it's too, right now, you might see this 6 years from now. I don't know. I'm just putting these up. I'm hoping one day people will see it. Today is December 4th, 2025. You might be seeing this in 2030. These are going to be up. I'm going to go for years and years and years until I'm heard. Okay, I have something to say and I want to be heard about it. So, do no harm. Make that your mantra. You can pray all day to God, but if you do harm, He's not going to be smiling upon you. All the people of the earth are God's children. And so are the animals and the trees and the plants. Don't take everything so harshly. The war right now going on in Israel and Palestine is a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing. I don't really get political on this channel. You know, who started what? This war was started by a terrorist attack by Hamas on Israel, and then Israel attacked Palestine, Gaza. When's it going to end? It's just this cycle of revenge and revenge and revenge. It has to end sometime. If you want to live a good life, love your enemies. Because in my earnest saying, I will say this: you have no enemies. It's all in your mind. People grow up in a certain part of the world, and it's indoctrinated into them by their grandmas. Hate these people. Hate these people. These are our enemies. This is what they did then. This is who they killed. This is what they sinned against. It can't be like that. Do no harm. You know? Jesus, in the Bible, I don't think he said this, but who knows? Who knows after 2,000 years if what's really written is written in stone or was written in stone. In the Bible, Jesus says, turn the other cheek. And, you know, when I was in Staten Island, when I was living there about, 14 years ago, a woman came up to me. I don't know. She knew I had some kind of thing going about this. She came up to me and she said, hello, sir. I said, hello. Very nice woman. And she said, listen, my son is being bullied at school. And we're good people. And we listen to Jesus. And Jesus said in the Bible, turn the other cheek. Should we do that? And I was like, it's so hard to say, but no. You shouldn't let somebody punch you in the face. You have to defend yourself. And instead of turning the other cheek, I would say, don't throw the first punch. Don't punch anyone. Don't bully anyone. You have to defend yourself. But it doesn't mean they have to get revenge and go down the corner and get a gun and kill them. There's police involved. The schools need to be more involved in these things. And I told this woman, I had a Buddhist teacher, a very good teacher, a monk, for years. And I asked him the same question years before. And this is a Buddhist monk, and that's their mantra, do no harm, I asked him the same thing. He said, no, you have to defend your body. God gave you that body. It's a vessel. It's not that easy. People who are bullied might be very slight of build or much smaller. The bullies are usually bigger. That's why they bully. Don't bully people. There's no reason. If you're that unhappy with yourself, do good for people, especially children. Children who are listening, don't bully people. God doesn't want that. He wants you to all be friends. All right, that's all I'm going to say to that tonight. Just remember that. Keep that in your mind. Especially when someone gets mad at you, you get mad at them, and you're fighting over nonsense. Do no harm. No physical harm, no emotional harm, no sexual harm. Do no harm. Okay. Have a very good night. Bless you all.